What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Optimize You. We're helping you optimize every single area of your life every Tuesday and Thursday. Me and my boy, Matt. This is the Thursday episode where I just kind of talk about my life, just my journey, everything about it, overcoming myself, all the bullshit, all the good shit, all the whatever, right? That's what I'm doing every week here. And this week, I'm feeling really, really good for the first time in a while. And that's a good feeling. I've built like the last 7 days of really, really good momentum. And I'm feeling good and really want to talk about a few things. First off, last month was tough. I've talked about it a little bit in emails and content on the podcast. It really, moving down to Arizona, exposed a lot of things. I think that when you get really, really uncomfortable like that, like I did, moving however many, 1,500 plus miles or whatever it is from Minnesota to Arizona, it's gonna expose some stuff. And I've never actually lived alone before. So living alone, I guess I'm living with my little gal Coco here, but that's not a person. I do still talk to her, but it's forced me to really confront things in my life that I haven't confronted in a while. And it's allowed me to really realize that I don't deal with my emotions as good as I thought I was. Right. And so I've been working on that. I've been going back to, I started going back to therapy to just talk through those emotions and be able to find better coping mechanisms. I've started to build more wins, just do things. And really what I've realized is that over the last month and over the course of my life, I've put so much pressure on myself to be successful in whatever I'm doing. And for the longest time, I really just thought I was good at sports. Right? That's all I cared about was sports. And now, it comes down to a lot of other things outside of sports. Obviously, I love golf and I do love sports, but, business stuff, coaching, the podcast, content, like writing emails, doing a lot of other things, being creative, like all these things, I've learned that I am like good at these things and I've gotten better and that reps have allowed me to get better at these things. But I really have just kind of seen just how much stress that pressure to be successful is, and how I've always thought, and I've thought about this a lot lately, like the discipline stuff. I consider myself a pretty fucking disciplined person, and I've always strived towards like being as disciplined as I possibly could. But what I think I reached at a certain point was that the level of discipline that I was searching for put way too much pressure on myself. And it really caused a lot more stress, and it caused me to go back to some of those old vices, those old addictions, those old patterns. And it really, over the last month, I thought about drinking again, which is not something I've talked about with many people, but I thought about like, maybe it's time to go back to alcohol. Right. They got pretty dark for a little while, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't go into that urge, and I'm grateful that I didn't do that, because that would suck to have to restart there. And I know that it doesn't serve me. Right. I went back to those days of the rock bottom days and the days of the struggles, and really like all of these substances, they just don't do anything for me. They become a problem very, very quickly. And so I'm really just trying to learn how to cope with my emotions in a better way. And so that's a journey, but really like that pressure thing is huge. And I think a lot of people struggle with this, is like, at what point does discipline become too much pressure? I've never really heard people talk about that, but I've been thinking about that, where I'd have all these things where it's like, oh, you got to do this for 30 minutes and this for an hour and this for 45 minutes and this for that or whatever, or it's not a success. It's not a win. Right. And I think that like having structure can be very beneficial, but at what point is that too much pressure? And is that causing too much stress? And are you not even enjoying what you're doing anymore? Or even, do you even not even know what you're doing it for anymore? And that's what I found. Is I was on a walk recently, and I was like, this walk is just it's a chore. Like I'm doing this because I told myself I'm going to make sure I get a 45-minute walk in every day, right? Is that realistic, right? Is it realistic for me to do that? Like whatever you're doing, it's like like this walk used to be so enjoyable for me. It used to be such a stress reliever for me. It used to be a way for me to get my thoughts out and just be able to think and have ideas and be creative and just soak in whatever's around me, the nature, the whatever. Like there's a lot of great benefits to it, but I lost it. And I was like, I've been so focused on doing it for a certain amount of time and getting it done that it lost all of the benefit that I had from it. And so I've been trying to take a lot of the pressure out of my life the last week. These last 7 days of building momentum, I stopped putting numbers on things, which maybe that works for you, right? But I'm just trying it, and I'm trying something new. I'm trying to not like, I'm not going to put a number on how much of a workout I have to get in, right? I have structure. I've created more structure in my workouts again, where I have a plan. I have like a 4-day-a-week plan that I'm doing. I'm going to try to get yoga in a few days. I got like a knees over toes workout that I do a few days. That's not much of a workout. It's more or less a mobility type thing in strengthening my knee. But other than that, like it doesn't have to be a 45-minute workout. It doesn't have to be 45 minutes of walks. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes of reading. It doesn't have to be an hour of this, an hour of that. It's just, I want to do it. For reading, just fucking read, right? Just read. You don't have to do it for 30 minutes. Like, I'm just going to read. Maybe it's 5 minutes today. Maybe it's 15. Maybe tomorrow it's an hour. Whatever it is, like I'm taking the stress out of it. I'm trying to make sure I do things. I'm trying to make sure I still have structure and that I'm getting shit done and I'm moving the needle forward. But I'm trying to see like how do I respond when I don't have all of these numbers that I have to hit? When I'm still moving the needle forward, but I don't have these like hard things that like cause more stress in my life than may be good. And so I'm trying it. I guess we'll see how it goes. Right now, it feels really, really good. I feel like I have a lot less stress than I've had in a while, and I'm still getting a lot of shit done, and I'm enjoying my life. And so that's what I'm really doing is like, how can I get back to the enjoyment? How can I take the pressure off? How can I be less stressed? How can I just have fun and be playful and not take myself or life too seriously? And so we'll just continue doing this. Obviously, there's no rhyme or reason to these Thursday episodes. It's just more or less what I'm thinking, what's going on in my life. But we'll see how this goes as the weeks go, right? How this taking the pressure off. And I challenge you, if you feel like, take a look at some of the things that you do on a regular basis. Are you still enjoying them? Are you still getting the benefits that you've gotten in the past? Are they causing you more stress? Like when walking is causing you more stress, it's like, what am I doing here? Like, this isn't supposed to be a stressful activity, right? And so that is what's been just on my mind, and that is what I've been doing. And hopefully this helps you. Hopefully you can look inward at your life and just see if maybe this is going on too. I know that I'm probably not alone with people that put way too much pressure on themselves. And really, at a certain point, like pressure can be good to a certain point. And I reached that point where it just got the overflow, right? And so I'm done with that bullshit. I'm trying something new. We'll see how it goes. If you like this, if this was good for you, if this is helpful, please make sure you like this. Subscribe so you don't miss our Tuesday and Thursday episodes. Every Tuesday, me and Matt get on. Sometimes we have a guest. Sometimes we just go at topics. Sometimes we talk about our life. Sometimes we do Q&As. On Thursdays, I just come on here. I talk about my life, what I'm doing. Hopefully, it inspires you to move forward. Hopefully, it helps you out in some way. Also, if it does, and you think that somebody in your life could benefit from it, give it a share. Send it over to them. We're just trying to impact. We're trying to help. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch or listen to this. Hope you have a good rest of the day, a good rest of the week, and I'll be talking to you soon.